Hello everyone, welcome back to Wentworth Life, the YouTube channel that talks everything Wentworth. Okay, so a new massive trailer has dropped, and I mean literally an 80-second trailer giving us just a glimpse of what's to come in the new season, which starts in 2 weeks. Before we get on to the trailer, I thought I would share something with you. I was having a cheeky little look on Internet Movie Database last night, and I was on the official Wentworth page. I noticed these 3 characters that are going to be appearing in the new season. I think these are only going to be minor characters, or maybe even only extras, because they're only appearing in 1 episode. But what was interesting is that we have someone playing a lead protester, someone playing an ICU nurse, and someone playing a detective. So at some point in the new season, there's going to be a protest, whether if that'll be inside the prison or outside. Also, it looks like that someone is going to end up in the intensive care unit this season. I really hope it's not Veera's baby. And of course, we have someone playing a detective, but that's not very unusual for a prison drama. But what does this detective want? What is going down? This proves very interesting. Anyway, moving on to the trailer that dropped 2 days ago from now. If you haven't seen this new trailer, then there is a link in my description box underneath this video if you want to go and check that out. Just don't forget to come back. So anyway, the trailer starts off with the same theme as the previous trailers. Survival, it seems to be based around, with the song Survivor it playing in the background. Kicking the trailer off is Rita being let out of the slot, which then cuts to Kaz walking down the corridor with a slightly worried look on her face. I'm assuming that she's a little bit worried about her top dog position. She doesn't really know what's going on at the moment. The last time she saw Rita, she was being dragged into the slot. Maybe she's feeling worried that Rita might challenge her. I mean, her and Rita didn't have that much of a friendship in the last season. And of course, Kaz doesn't have the support of Ali, which might be a contributor of why she's looking a bit down in the dumps. But we will get more onto that in just a second. It more or less then cuts to Kaz telling Rita that Marie is coming for both of them, which we have already seen in previous trailers, so I won't talk too much about that. But then what we do have is Marie talking and saying, if they're afraid of me, that gives me power. And she's saying this while she's walking down the corridor with a few women and Ali. So it's looking like Ali has totally switched sides at this stage. I mean, I think Ali wants to be with Marie, but she also wants to still be friends with Kaz and Ruby. But of course, Kaz is not going to play any part in this. It's either her or Marie. Do you know what I mean? In another part of the trailer, we see that Kaz watches Mr. Jackson and Marie kissing in medical. And to be honest guys, Kaz's face is absolutely heartbreaking. You can clearly see that she is really hurt. Not only has she lost her best friend Ali, but she's also lost her special relationship with Mr. Jackson. So Kaz at this stage is probably thinking her world is literally falling apart. But be careful, Mr. Jackson. It looks like that Jake the Snake might be onto you, because in the next scene, Jake is asking Will, what is going on with you and Winter? Boomer, our favourite Boomer. In the trailer, it does show Boomer leaving the prison. But I'm assuming that we are going to see how she's going to cope on the outside, what situation she's going to find herself in, how is she going to cope. What would be absolutely lovely is if Frankie or Maxine was outside the prison waiting for her to give her a lift to her mum's or wherever Boomer's going. That would be lush. In this part of the trailer, Marie is about to hit somebody with something. Not really sure what weapon she's using. That's just a very quick scene. But I dread to think who she is actually attacking. Miss Miles is also seen banging her hands on the steering wheel, looking very upset or angry. I'm wondering whether if she's going to get a bigger part or a bigger storyline this season. It really wouldn't surprise me if Marie starts blackmailing her over the Fight Club stuff that happened last season. Because don't forget, Fight Club played a big part of Drago's death. We have Veera in the yard upset about something. I have also talked about this scene in my previous video, but what I found interesting was the new character in the background. I think this guy might be the new psychiatrist, if I'm not mistaken. In a scene, Jake is telling Veera that she needs to be on maternity leave, and Veera's reply is she is not an invalid. So Veera obviously wants to remain strong to the very end. I just really hope Veera's not going to end up pushing herself too hard. I am convinced that she's going to end up going into labour inside the prison, possibly during when something big is happening, a fight or a riot scene or something's going down, possibly the protest that we discussed earlier, and she's going to be in big trouble, especially if there's nobody around to help her to deliver that baby. Liz is seen very upset, saying that she doesn't want to suffer. I do feel that this is going to be Liz's last season, which I do find very sad, as I love Liz. She's an original character from season 1, but if she has dementia, then there's only one way for her, which makes me feel really sad. But I'm sure when it does happen, it's going to be a really big moment for the show. Ali is seen telling Ruby that you still feel something, with Ruby replying, Ali, you're with Marie. I think Ali needs to be very careful. She's already switched sides, but if she goes against Marie after all this, then I dread to think what Marie will do to Ali, or what she'll get Ali to do. I mean, this season it's looking like Marie is taking no prisoners at all. Ruby is seen telling Rita that if she tells they will kill you. I'm not quite sure what this is all about or who Ruby is referring to, but maybe somebody finds out that Rita was an undercover cop in the last season, and if it gets out, then all the women will turn on Rita. Because as far as I know, the only person who knows that Rita was an undercover cop is Ruby. Remember when Rita told Ruby just before the fight scene with Drago? So maybe somebody else finds out, or Ruby lets slip by accident. Yeah, so but that would probably be Mari's way of controlling Rita. Because if Mari tells the women that she was an undercover cop, Rita will lose all respect, and she could possibly get lynched by the women. So, oh, that's quite worrying. Kaz is seen walking down the corridor, pulling her hood up. And in another scene later on, she is seen entering Marie's cell. Shit is about to go down. Mr. Jackson and Marie's affair is obviously going to continue into the new season, which I don't know how I feel about this. I understood why it happened in the last season because of the Ferguson stuff, but he's over the Ferguson stuff now, so unless he's actually falling for Marie, I really hope he isn't, because I've always liked him and Kaz. But yeah, the affair is definitely going to continue. But then if Marie has control of Will and possibly Miss Miles, then she can literally just play them both like a puppet, and Marie can just literally get anything she wants. There is a new character seen with a cut throat, I think. At least that's what it looks like to me, as this scene is quite fast in the trailer. But Miss Miles and another officer is seen trying to stop her from cutting her throat. But I also believe that this new character is in episode 1, so this scene might feature in the first episode. I could be completely wrong, but I'm sure that's what I read or that's what I heard on Instagram. On a lighter note, there is a scene with all the women cheering with decorations and with Veera standing at the end of the footpath. I am hoping this is part of Boomer leaving Wentworth. Back on the subject on Boomer leaving Wentworth, I really hope we do get some sort of guest appearance of Frankie, Bridget and Maxine. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if Boomer didn't get to see one of her best mates while being on the outside. In another scene, Jake is seen throwing another new character up against the locker. No idea what is going on here, although don't they look a bit like brothers, or is that just me? Either way, there's some sort of bad history between these two, or something's definitely not right, hence the confrontation between them both. The trailer does confirm that there's going to be a murder, with shots of blood on the floor and all up the walls, with a final shot of someone in a body bag, with the body bag being zipped up. Who on earth could it be? It got me thinking, it might not be a prisoner who dies. What if it's an officer? What if it's Miss Miles? Maybe she gets in too deep with Marie. Either way, it's looking gory. I dread to think what goes on to create that fucking murder house. It looks absolutely horrific and brutal. And just when you think things can't get any bigger in this trailer, it cuts to that gunshot right at the very end. However, it seems to be hinting that either Kaz, Marie, or Rita are in the firing line. Now this could be a complete red herring, as Wentworth often does these in their trailers. But as I said in my previous video, who has the gun? Who's going to shoot? Who's going to get shot? And what are all the reasons? And what are going to be the repercussions? So much has been dropped in this first trailer, and I'm sure there are loads of things that they haven't put in the trailer as well. My thoughts on this trailer is I think it's definitely one of the better trailers that they've done in recent years. I mean, last year I wasn't that pumped on the season 6 trailers that was being released. It seemed to be heavily focused on Fight Club, and there was a lot of fighting scenes, and I didn't really have any love for it apart from the Ferguson stuff at that stage. But this trailer this year, I'm absolutely pumped. It looks absolutely outstanding. It has been reported in many articles that this is the biggest season yet. Tammy McIntosh, who plays Kaz, has confirmed it's the best season yet, and Kate Atkinson has revealed she cannot believe how much writing has gone into this season. We are only 2 weeks away, depending on where you live of course, but Wentworth season 7 is nearly here. What do you think is going to happen in the new season? Do you think there is going to be a riot, like the biggest riot ever? What are you most looking forward to? Let me know in the comments box below. I read every single one of your comments and I love hearing all your theories. So get writing, guys. I want to hear your ideas of what is to come season 7. If any more spoilers are posted, then I will post a new video. I'm pretty sure that in around a week and a half's time, the first episode pictures should be released. So I will be sharing all those photos with you guys right here on Wentworth Life. So if you want to see those, then hit that subscribe button and share the Wentworth love. And before I go, I just want to thank everyone who has already subscribed and helped my channel grow. It really means a lot. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.